Hi, and welcome to my channel, Countdown to Armageddon. Today I want to discuss who the Antichrist is. And I'd like to start with a scripture from Revelations which describes him. In Revelations chapter 13, verse 18, this is the scripture. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, or 666. Now, in this particular scripture, it's saying, for it is the number of a man. So we know it's a man. A lot of speculation has been going on about who the Antichrist will be. Maybe he'll be an alien from outer space arriving in a spaceship, or some people think he'll be AI, an artificial intelligence that takes over the world. But this clearly states that he's a man. It is the number of a man. So we've got that. It is a human being. However, it also says, let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Now, the beast is the man. So when you think about Jesus Christ was half man and half God. This man, I believe, I'm reading this into this, I'm speculating that he is half man and half Satan. That he's actually Satan in the flesh on the planet. It's interesting to note that Satanists have been trying to actually do this very thing for many, many years. I read about this, that Satanists were trying to bring the actual spirit of Satan into a child. A woman would get pregnant, and of course they wouldn't report it to the officials or go to a hospital. They have the baby outside, but they do all kinds of rituals to try and bring Satan onto the planet. So Satanists are actually trying to achieve this. And it's very possible that someday they may succeed, and that will be the Antichrist. Demons can possess people, but as far as I know, Satan has never been completely the soul inside of a body. Like Jesus Christ was basically the Father was inside Jesus Christ. The God was Jesus Christ, the flesh and God. So this would be Satan and the flesh. It's got to be a counterfeit of Jesus. We know he'll be the Antichrist. So this makes sense. That God will finally allow this. And if this is true at this time, when this child is conceived, I believe the world will know it. I believe there will actually be a new level of evil brought into the world, allowed on the planet for the end times, heading down into the tribulations. And of course, once he's born, once he's even conceived, the wiggle room that we have in prayer to change things, delay things. We're getting to the point where what's going to happen is written in stone, because it was prophesied thousands of years ago in different places in the Bible about the Antichrist coming, mostly in Revelations. But anyway, this thing will be written in stone, so there won't be much wiggle room. You can pray, and maybe we can pray for protection, different things we can pray about, but mostly this thing is just going to go down because it is prophesied to happen, and it will happen. Now back to what will happen when the Antichrist is actually conceived in the womb. I believe darkness will come into the world. Evil will have a new power. The world will actually feel this. It will be a new level of evil. I also believe at the same time will come a new level of good. And a lot of people have talked about this great outpouring of God that's supposed to arrive on the planet, and I believe that will happen. At the same time as evil increases, good will increase, because it's going to get really clear. I think that it's going to become, right now the lines are kind of gray. Sometimes they're kind of gray when it comes to good and evil. But this is going to be, I think the demarcation between good and evil is going to get really clear. And people are going to have to make a choice. They're going to have to choose Satan, or they're going to have to choose Jesus Christ. And that's all there is to it. In Revelations 13, verse 15, the Antichrist, it says this is what he will do. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. When this Revelations was written, this was like 2,000 years ago. So the image of the beast, able to speak. Well, I'm sure in those days they could understand a statue, but they didn't have the concept of a television, an image speaking. And I think he was actually talking about the internet, an image speaking, an image doing miracles, because that's was his frame of reference at that time. He didn't understand television. And I believe that this is telling us that the Antichrist is going to use AI. He's going to use the internet, but I think it's going to even be bigger than that. I think they even have the technology now. With the 5G, apparently they did an experiment. The 5G towers that are coming in to replace our 4G technology to upgrade our computers, the speed of our computers, this 5G technology which is coming in. It was used in, I'm not sure which country in the Middle East, but they basically pointed the technology at Muslim soldiers, and they were able to put a voice in their ear, and that voice said, "Give up, surrender. Allah is telling you to surrender," and they did. It worked. But this is technology now. Imagine by the time, like if this time frame that I've given of the Antichrist being born roughly 2000 or 2068, in the year 2068, and the world basically coming to its end before Jesus Christ rules. He's going to restore the earth, but that would happen around 2105. When it's all over, Jesus restores the earth and rules for 1,000 years after that. Imagine how advanced the technology will be by then. And I do believe the Antichrist will use extreme technology to his advantage. So there will be a component of AI, absolutely. This whole mark of the beast is more than just a mark. But I'd like to discuss that in my next video. So the technology, even as it is today, they have the ability to project onto the sky a picture of God, have God speak directly in people's ears with this 5G technology. I believe that he's going to be the beast, half man, half beast. And come on, the beast is Satan. Who else would the beast be? He's half man, he's half beast. And there will be the beast that he is. He'll be kind of like that guy in the movie The Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain. He'll be controlling this beast, which will be artificial intelligence. So while the beast is not himself artificial AI, he's a man, half devil, half Satan himself. He will control this AI thing, which will be all-encompassing. And I'd like to talk about what exactly the mark of the beast is in my next video. What religion will the Antichrist be? There's a lot of speculation that he could be a Muslim, that he could come out of the Middle East. And I guess this is because we know the Antichrist is going to hate Christians and Jews and kill them. And the Muslim religion, in the countries that are Muslim, they persecute the infidels, which can be any religion, anyone who's not a Muslim, basically, even atheists. That the Quran says, try to win them over and to the best of your ability. But if they just reject Allah, then kill them. So that certainly would line up with the Antichrist philosophy. However, in light of the fact that he is the counterfeit Jesus was a Jew who became the Christ, who formed Christianity, or Christianity, if you will, and he basically became his own religion. I believe that this man will do the same thing. Maybe he will be a Muslim, but he will ultimately be a Luciferian, a Satanist who is worshiping himself and demanding, we know that he will demand that people worship the beast, worship Satan. So he will form his own religion, which will be Satanism, essentially. This video is getting kind of long, so maybe I'll just end it here for the most part. If I'm right, you will know when the Antichrist comes into the world, because when he comes into the world, Satan will be in the flesh, and it is going to be a game changer. You're going to feel it. The world is going to have trouble breathing when this happens. The evil is going to increase exponentially. So that's what I wanted to say. in this particular video, and I'll be talking more about the mark of the beast in the next video. So thank you very much for listening, and have a great day, and we'll see you next time.